Ukrainians and Russians will compete at the BNP Paribas Open in Indian Wells this week, including Ukrainians Diana Yastremska and Elina Svitolina. Most of the world's best tennis players will gather this week in Indian Wells for the BNP Paribas Open, always a popular stop for its lush surroundings and high-caliber competition. But amidst the picturesque desert setting, the hearts of some players will be half a world apart. Tennis has been shaken by the repercussions of the recent Russian invasion of Ukraine. The International Tennis Federation, in response to Russian aggression and Belarusian support for that country, has banned the Russian and Belarusian tennis federations from competing in ITF competitions and called off a planned October event in Moscow. Players from both countries will be allowed to compete individually, but will not be allowed to display the name or flag of Russia or Belarus. The cost has been very hard on a human level. Ukrainian Diana Yastremska took refuge in an underground car park for 2 nights before her parents sent her and her 15-year-old sister, Ivana, to safety in France. She reached the final of an event in Lyon and on Sunday she received a main draw wild card in Indian Wells. Ukrainian Elina Svitolina, number 15 in the world, led the movement to ban the flags of Russia and Belarus in tournaments. Last week, in Monterrey, Mexico, she promised to donate her earnings to the Ukrainian army. "I had a mission with my country," Svitolina said before losing in the quarter-finals. The Russian Daniil Medvedev, who last Monday became the first man outside the Big Four, made up of Roger Federer, Rafael Nadal, Novak Djokovic and Andy Murray, to occupy the number 1 ranking since February 1, 2004, deleted the Russian flag that appeared on his Instagram profile. "It is a great honor to occupy this position. I'm sure everyone can understand that it comes with mixed emotions happening this week," he said. He added a call for peace in the world, peace between countries. A tennis tournament seems insignificant in the overall scheme of the situation. But competing serves a higher purpose than usual if the track can be a refuge for the players and give them a platform to rally support for the beleaguered people in Ukraine. "This is much more than sport. There are so many people involved that we all know each other, really," said former world number 1 Lindsay Davenport, who will be part of the Tennis Channel's extensive coverage of Indian Wells. "It's absolutely heartbreaking for everyone, especially for the players obviously from Ukraine, for Svitolina, who has family there. You know these players aren't sleeping at night. You know that his energy is dedicated to everything that happens at home." Simply from a competitive perspective, this year's BNP Paribas Open, which begins on Monday with qualifying and continues with the first round on Wednesday and Thursday, will be intriguing. Men's Grand Slam singles leader Nadal will try to extend his 15-0 start, Medvedev will experience the pressure of being number 1, and Rancho Palos Verdes Taylor Fritz is riding the crest of the wave that began when he reached the semi-finals at the pandemic-delayed Indian Wells tournament last year. Murray, who has entered by a lottery, has been reunited with his coach, Ivan Lendl, who guided him to 3 Slam singles titles and 2 Olympic gold medals. Nadal's early success has been inspiring, considering he has been plagued by a foot injury for the past 2 years and tested positive for the coronavirus in December. The tennis player has added to his legend by coming back from 2 sets down to defeat Medvedev in the Australian Open final and win his 21st Grand Slam singles title, beating Djokovic and Federer. "It's been the best possible argument for tennis this year," Davenport said of Nadal. Djokovic, number 2 after 361 weeks at number 1, was among the entrants but is unlikely to be allowed into the United States because he is unvaccinated. He was granted a waiver for the Australian Open, but his visa was revoked and he was deported. The schedule on Djokovic's website does not show any tournaments this week. There is much to look forward to on the women's side despite world number 1 Ashley Barty withdrawing citing a lack of recovery time after her Australian Open triumph and Australian Open runner-up Danielle Collins, he withdrew due to an ongoing injury. Naomi Osaka, who made her Indian Wells debut in 2018, received a wild card this year and moved into the main draw when Camila Giorgi withdrew. Sophia Kenin, the 2020 Australian Open Women's Champion, also earned a wild card. Poland's Iga Swiatek and Estonia's Anett Kontaveit have risen to new heights this year, and Floridian Coco Gauff could be a factor despite her still erratic serving. "I feel like something is going to happen in a big way for her here very soon," Davenport said of Gauff, who turns 18 next Sunday. "She has worked too hard, she is too good for that not to happen."